Hi everyone, this is Kiran Kumar, Assistant Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. So today I am going to discuss about the basic concepts of the communication system and modulation, and what are the needs of a modulation, and what are the different types of modulations, and how to generate a basic modulation technique, that is amplitude modulation, and how to demodulate the amplitude modulation. So before going to this, we can see here what is communication. So communication is nothing but the transformation of information from one place to other place, or a source to the destination, by using a medium or a channel. You can see here the globally we can connect with each other, we can communicate with each other in so many aspects. For this communication we require a proper communication system. So let us see what is communication system, what are the main blocks of the communication system. Here the communication system contains mainly a information source and input transducer with a channel and a transmitter and a receiver and output transducer and the destination. So let us discuss one by one. So what is information source? So information source is nothing but the data which we want to transmit. That is nothing but it is in the form of analog or digital. So the analog signals may be voice, audio, video, symbols, special characters. All these things can be transmitted, comes under the information source. And the next one is the transducer. The transducer is a device which converts any type of energy into electrical format, because our communication system is suitable to transmit the electrical signals only. And the next one is the transmitter, which is used to transmit our signal. And we have a channel in between transmitter and receiver. So the channel is a connecting path or interface or a medium in between transmitter and receiver. Basically within the channel there is a chance of occurrence of noise. So here we can use different types of mediums. Wireless mediums we have, wired mediums we have. And the next one is the receiver. So after transmitting we need to receive the signal. For that purpose here we have receiver. So after that the received signal can be converted into analog format, that is the data format. And the next one is the destination. So finally by using communication system we can transmit and we can receive the signals from one place to other place. See, by the communication system we can communicate the different signals or different systems. In a communication we have some requirements. The basic requirement is modulation. So what is modulation? Let us see. The modulation is the process of changing the characteristics of a carrier signal with respect to instantaneous values of the message signal. So what are the characteristics? Basically a signal contains amplitude, phase, frequency. So let us see here, based upon the different characteristics of a message signal, we can change the characteristics of a carrier signal. So here the first one is the message signal and the next one is the carrier signal. See, in the animated diagram we have a message signal and afterwards the amplitude modulated wave, that is nothing but changing the amplitude of the carrier signal with respect to the message signal amplitude. And the next one is the frequency modulation. So in that frequency modulation we can change the frequency, that is nothing but the message signal frequency having changed with respect to the carrier. Here the required message signals and carrier signals and modulated signals. We need a message signal that is nothing but information signal, and a carrier signal that is nothing but a high frequency signal, and third one is the modulated signal, that is the combination of message signal and carrier signal. So to do the modulation, what are the requirements or what is the need for modulation? So to perform a modulation process, we require certain basic things. That is, the first one is the reduce the antenna height, and for a long distance communication, that is nothing but we need to increase range of communication by using modulation, and multiplexing can be possible by using modulation, and we can adjust the bandwidth allowed in the modulation process, and the quality of the receiving also can be improved. So let us see one by one. The basic important thing is how to reduce antenna height in two cases. So with modulation we can see, and without modulation we'll see. The first one, so with modulation we need to calculate antenna height. See here, the antenna height h is equal to lambda by 4, and here the lambda is the wavelength and it is equal to c by f. Here c is equal to velocity of light in free space, so that is nothing but 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Now consider a low frequency signal, that is our message signal, f is equal to 1 kilohertz. So 1 kilohertz signal can be required how much antenna height? So here the minimum height of the antenna is lambda by 4 is equal to c by 4 into f, so that is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 by 4 into 10 into 10 to the power of 3. So finally we will get 7500 meters, that is equal to the 7.5 kilometers height. Just imagine, so practically the height of the antenna with 7.5 kilometers is impossible. So to reduce the antenna height after increasing the message signal frequency by modulation is possible. Let us see. So with modulation we have a message signal frequency is 1 megahertz. Now we can again calculate antenna height after modulation, that is lambda by 4 is equal to c into c by 4 by f, that is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 by 4 into 10 into 10 to the power of 6. So we'll get 75 meters. So the height of the antenna with 75 meters is possible practically. So in these two cases we can observe, with a low frequency signal we required very much high antenna height. So after modulation we can easily reduce the antenna height. So now see what are the different types of modulations based upon the modulation techniques. So here there are two different types of modulations. So one is continuous wave modulation and the second one is the pulse modulation. So in continuous wave modulation we use a continuous carrier as a continuous signal as a carrier. Here based upon the continuous carrier wave we have amplitude modulation, angle modulation, and the angle modulation can be classified into frequency modulation and phase modulation. Now coming to the second category, that is pulse modulation. So in pulse modulation the pulse signal is used as a carrier signal. So based upon the pulse wave carrier, so analog pulse modulation techniques we have and pulse digital modulation techniques we have. Now see what are the analog pulse modulations. The first one is the pulse amplitude modulation and pulse width modulation and pulse position modulation. And the pulse digital modulation techniques are pulse code modulation and delta modulations. Now see one of the basic concept of the amplitude modulation. So from the definition of the amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier signal changes with respect to the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal or modulating signal. See here, the first one is the message signal with a low frequency, and the second one is the carrier signal, that is nothing but radio frequency signal with a high frequency range. Now see how the amplitude of the carrier is changes with respect to message signal. Now here we can observe the maximum amplitude can be retrieved from the carrier when message signal amplitude is maximum. Here two envelopes we have. So from the maximum value, the AM plus AC we have in the top bottom of the modulated wave, and the minimum value of the modulated signal also can be calculated from the minimum value of the message signal. Here we can see the maximum value is V max, and here we can see V minimum value. See, so by the changing the message signal amplitude, the carrier signal amplitude also can be changed. Now based upon the amplitude variations, we have some different types of modulations. So the variations of the amplitude can be calculated by modulation index. Here the modulation index is the ratio of the message signal amplitude AM by carrier signal amplitude AC. Here mu is equal to AM by AC, where mu is the modulation index or percentage modulation. Here mu is equal to AM by AC. The AM modulation message signal amplitude A max minus A minimum by 2, and AC is equal to A max plus A minimum by 2, and finally we will get mu is equal to A max minus A minimum by A max plus A minimum. So let us see what will happen due to modulation index in the amplitude modulation. See here, if your mu value is equal to less than 1, that is less than the 100% modulation, we will get under modulation. In this case, around 50% of the modulation can be possible. And the next case we can see here, the perfect modulation. Here the mu value is equal to 1. So the perfect modulation, the V minimum value is 0 and V maximum value can be calculated. And the third one is the over modulation. In this case we have mu is equal to greater than 1. So in three cases depends upon the mu value, nothing but modulation index value. Now we'll see how to generate the amplitude modulated wave. So basically we have two different types of modulators. One is square law modulator and the second one is switching modulator. Let us see square law modulator. So in square law modulator we can see here, so two inputs we require, that is one is the modulating signal, that is our message signal or input signal, and the second input is the carrier signal. These two signals can be applied to the square law modulator and then we will get the modulated output. So in amplitude modulation by using square law modulator, so we required three different sections in square law modulation. The first one is the adder and second one is the square law device with a band pass filter. So the adder can contain two inputs. It can add M of t message signal with carrier signal AC cos 2 pi FCT. So the output of the adder is V1 of t, which is M of t plus AC cos 2 pi FCT. And the V1 of t can be applied to a square law device. So the square law device is a diode or a transistor. So basically it is a nonlinear device. So the V1 of t can be applied to the diode, and then we will get the output, that is V1 of t is equal to m of t plus AC cos 2 pi FCT. And then the output of the square law device is approximately equal to the square wave output. So that is nothing but V2 of t is equal to K1 V1 of t plus K2 V1 square of t. Here K1, K2 are the constants. Let us see, after applying the K1 V1 value in the formula, so we will get the V1 value is equal to m of t AC cos 2 pi FCT. Here the second term Kt into m of t AC cos 2 pi FCT whole square. Here it is K1 V1 plus K2 V1 square. Now we can see here the second term is looks like a plus b whole square formula. Here a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. So now see the first term K1 m of t plus K1 AC cos 2 pi FCT. As usually we can multiply the K1 with these two terms, and the next one is the a plus b format. So K2 m square of t, that is nothing but a square, and next one K2 a square cos square 2 pi FCT is the b square value, and the final one is the 2ab. So 2 into K2 m of t AC cos 2 pi FCT, and then we will get the final equation. So K1 m of t plus K2 m square of t plus K2 AC square cos square 2 pi FCT plus the final term K1 AC into 1 plus 2K2 m of t into cos 2 pi FCT. See, here we have 4 different types of terms. So this is the 1, 2, 3, the 4. The first 3 terms are the unwanted terms, that is K1 m of t plus K2 m square of t plus K2 AC square cos square into 2 pi FCT, and the last term, that is K1 AC into 1 plus 2K2 by K1 into m of t cos 2 pi FCT is the required terms. So in this we require only last term, that is the S1 of t into is equal to K1 AC into 1 plus 2K2 by m of t cos 2 pi FCT. This is the required term, and which can be retrieved from the band pass filter. So after nonlinear device we have a band pass filter. So after passing the total 4 terms from the previous equation, we will get only wanted term, that is S of t is equal to K1 AC into 1 plus 2K2 into m of t cos 2 pi FCT. So the standard equation of AM wave is equal to S of t is equal to AC into 1 plus Ka m of t into cos 2 pi FCT. Here the Ka is the amplitude sensitivity factor, that is nothing but 2K2 by K1. So this is the required term, this is the required equation of the amplitude modulation. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.